Adult male ruby-throated hummingbirds are easy to spot with their brilliant iridescent ruby red throats, but young males look a lot like females before their colors fully develop, and it's often difficult to tell them apart. Whether you're reviewing footage or watching hummingbirds at your own feeders, this video highlights the main differences between females and juvenile males that will help you tell them apart. Throat patterns and gorget spots. First, we'll look at the number one way to tell them apart, by their throat patterns. Female ruby-throated hummingbirds usually have a throat that is mostly white or has very light streaks or markings. This gives them a clean, simple look that's pretty consistent across all females. Juvenile males, on the other hand, often show a bit more variation. They can have darker gray streaks on their throats, giving them a more mottled appearance. This is one of the first signs that you're looking at a young male. Some juvenile males also start developing a few iridescent spots. These are the early signs of the red gorget that will come in as they mature. But it gets a little tricky here because some juvenile males show these spots later than others. These little guys might have throats that look pretty much just as white as the females, so having no gorget spots doesn't necessarily mean it's a female. Feather texture. Next, we'll look at the feather texture and condition. Juvenile males often have feathers on their heads and upper parts that are described as scaly. This look comes from the fresh edges of their new feathers, which can look a bit more textured compared to the smooth feathers of adults. Adult females, by comparison, tend to have smoother, more uniform feathers. Their feathers have been through a few molting cycles, which softens the edges and gives them a sleeker appearance. This difference is mostly due to age. Juveniles are still growing into their adult feathers, while females have feathers that have had some time to wear and settle. Juveniles can also show a mix of fresh and older feathers. This mix can give them a less consistent look than females, whose feathers are generally more even in wear and color. So if you see a bird with a mix of bright and faded feathers, you're likely looking at a juvenile, but not definitely. The idea is to just take these tips and guidelines and apply them and just make your best guess. Many times it's an easy ID, like with the gorget spots on the young males. So really just keep an eye out for these main two differences, the throat patterns and the feather texture. There are other subtle differences, but these two alone should be enough in most cases to tell whether you're looking at a female or a juvenile male. It's not always straightforward, but once you get used to seeing them, you'll get better at spotting these differences. Make sure to like and subscribe for more birding identification tips and wildlife videos. Thanks for watching.